Well, a very good evening. It is a Thursday evening, as is the norm when we talk about racing in Port Elizabeth. We are talking to Nino Podesta. He joins us from his Cape Town. If people have got accustomed to seeing you in the same position, Nino, sometimes I change my position, but we always know when we speak to you, you're on that couch because that's where the thinking brain works best.
Yeah, it does. Good evening, Nico. And I've watched the TV as well, what I'm talking to.
Correct. Yeah. So you're getting all for the price of one. Nino, you've got a hard act to follow. We've had a good couple of days on this channel. Neil sort of boosted us during the course of the week with a whopping big 9,000 rand odd win on Wednesday. We followed it up with a nice PA that we gave the public out today. And Lyle was in top form, tipping that big 20-1 outsider, which he said to me on the show. He said, Nico, it's my first choice. He can't believe it's 20-1, the Spice runner, and it's duly come home in the 8th race of the day, or 7th race, I think it was. Golden Aspen.
Golden Aspen, yeah. Nico, I think Lyle was absolutely brilliant today. You know, you've got to give credit where credit is due. Compared to some of the things that I heard, I think he was in a different class.
Yeah, I agree. I think he was in a league of his own. And we have lots of followers that have complimented him too today. And if you did take a listen into our preview this morning, it was very close as damn it in a lot of the races, with some nice outsiders to boot too. So we'll see whether we can continue to today. Let's see what we've got for you. I'm going to put up your tips, Nino.
Okay.
Here are Nino's selections. By the way, there has been one scratching since you sent me your tips earlier on, and that was one of the horses that you actually tipped. And it was Scarborough Fair in race 5. So I've just taken that out of the selection. You did tip a third. So I've just updated the tips to reflect that scratching. Race 5, number 4, Scarborough Fair. Now in race 1, number 2, She's a Kind of Magic will race with a tongue tie. That's the only change in the first race. Let's go and have a look at it. It's a maiden plate, and it's on the turf, by the way, where the track condition is good. Work Riders race, and you're tipping Mercurial Jet, the ex-Fortune runner.
Nico, who did you say's got a tongue tie on? Which horse?
Number 2, She's a Kind of Magic.
The Kind of Magic. I think we need to include that. I think Mercurial Jet, I like the run behind Moraine, who came out to run second last time in a strong field. And having a first run for Alan with a tongue tie on, I think it's a runner. But this is a Work Riders maiden. I hope you notice that. So
I did. I'm only noticing that now, actually, because I must admit I haven't looked at the card, but you're 100%.
So can you just check? I know that Champagne Charlie won it last time. And
yes,
can you check who the rider was? Was it this Guadiso guy that's riding number 1?
I will check and I will tell you in a second. We liked that very strongly, actually, when Champagne Charlie won that Work Riders. I remember us both saying it was a good thing. Not that we often say that in Work Riders races, but we did this day. Asi Tandile Guadiso. No, his last ride was on a horse called Emily's Spirit.
Okay.
Which ran second to a horse called La Fille.
So who won who rode the winner? Who rode the Champagne?
If I remember correctly, it was a Gavin Smith rider. So my guess is, if we look at a Gavin Smith rider, we might see that it was this guy, Sibongile Liaba, rode it.
Was it him?
Who rides number 8, Bavarian Jet.
Okay. Anyway, you got to be careful here. It's a Work Riders. I think number 1, Mercurial Jet, with a tongue tie on, first time on the first time in PE, first run for Alan. It's got to be a runner. He ran behind Bless My Stars. It's a highly thought of horse in
Absolutely,
Joburg, isn't
it is. It is indeed.
Yeah, and obviously horses like Bavarian Jet, 3 seconds in a row. The last time it drops down from in distance up to a 1200, nicely drawn at 6 in the middle, and then Red Center improved dramatically last time, so that's got to have a chance. And then also Dreamscape, because that ran in front of Red Center behind Peach Daiquiri.
Yeah.
So those four for me, and then the question mark was She's a Kind of Magic. Well drawn, also having a first run in P. That would be my next selection.
Okay, so 1, 7, 8, 14, and 2 with the equipment change now on She's a Kind of Magic. I think you've got the winner somewhere in that mix over there. I just don't know which one it will be. There's cases to be made for every single one of those horses you've mentioned. So that is a look at the first, which is a work riders race. Let's move to race 2. And this is due off at 13:25. It is the start of the PA, a maiden over 1,000 meters. Looking at the changes in the second, blinkers and a compression mask on number 1, Goom Goom. Cheek pieces and tongue tie on 3, Captain Morn. And that's the changes for race 2. And your selection is number 3, Captain Morn. You're going for this one.
Nico, race 1 and 2 got me stumped. I think we need I think every single horse in this race can win, probably besides the first timer. I don't know if there's any money for it. Number 9, the William Longsword filly, but I think this is a very trappy race, and there's not one horse that I could leave out of the bipot. But I'm going with a 3. It comes from Cape Town, and I like the booking of Louis McCoxwell for Kelly Mitchell. So that would be my first choice. Horsey, the blinkers come off, back over the straight, could run a much improved race. Then Seismic Event, I'm not so sure. I think he prefers 1,000. And that, sorry. So that's got a chance as well. And then another big improver for me is number 8, Tipsy Tina. But I think I put the whole field in the bipot.
Yeah, there's 9 horses. You did put them in. I'm just looking. There's no support for that first time in number 9, Kilmonavag, from the Tara Lang stable. There is a bit of support for Horsey. There's a bit of support for Nelly Bly, number 7, and also for Tipsy Tina. But like you said, it's pretty wide open. Well done, by the way, for finding Dog Detachment last time out. You said that we mustn't exclude that, and that ran third at 40-1 last run.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, so your first choice is Captain Morn, but without any degree of confidence.
Yeah, no degree of very trappy kind of race. Very, a very weak field and a very confusing race. It's the same maidens that are running on poly, like Goom Goom. I don't think he's ever run on the turf. He's had all his runs have been on the poly.
Yeah, he did run on the turf in his very first run, which was for Mike de Kock, actually. On the 22nd of August last year, he ran 11 lengths behind Who's That Star, but
that was in Joburg.
Yeah, it was in Joburg. It's a long time ago.
Yeah.
Okay, so a very tough race 2. Nino is playing it safe. He's going the whole field in the bipot. We'll see what that bipot perm looks like shortly when we come to the end of the show. Let's go on to the third race, which is the start of the pick 6 at 2 o'clock. It's a maiden plate for 3-year-olds, and it's over the 1,400-meter trip. And I just want to go to the changes in the third. There are none. By the looks of things, it looks like it's clear to from a card changes perspective. And your selection is this Justin Snaith runner, Gimme More Time, for owner Winston Chow.
Yeah, definitely. I think this will improve. It's going to love the Fairview. Ignore the last run at the Durbanville course and the one before that in Heavy Going when it was at Kenilworth. I don't think it enjoyed the thing. I like the booking of Muziyeni. Now, when Justin brings Muzi down to P, then you know they mean business. And I think he's got a strong hand tomorrow, Nico. I do make this a boat race, but I think 1 will beat 2. And then anything for 3rd and 4th. An absolute boat race.
Okay, boat race between Gimme More Time and Admiral's Chance, 1 and 2. 3, Prince of Heaven tipped for 3rd. 5, Badge of Honor is tipped to run back and forth. But as you heard from Nino, pretty confident selection there. Number 1, Gimme More Time. And I'm just looking at the prices on a Thursday evening. 7.5 to 10. Gimme More Time. 14 to 10. Admiral's Chance.
As short as that, eh?
7.5 to 10. Yeah, it's very short in the middle.
7 to 20. I can't believe it.
7 to 10. 14 to 10. Admiral's Chance. and then basically 12 to 1 and better bar. Okay, let's move to race number 4 on the card, which is at 25 to 3. It's a novice plate over 1,600 meters. It's obviously a plated race. And onto your tip in race 4, you are siding with number 8, Kapuzina. I don't know if that's the correct pronunciation. Again, for Justin Snaith and Muzieni.
Yeah, it sounds like a Russian name. Definitely another boat race between 8 and 1. But I'm going with the value because I know Waiting for Summer has to be the favorite and the short price favorite.
He's been a bit costly to follow as Waiting for Summer. He is 7 to 10. He's 7 to 10. He was 9 to 10. He's now 7 to 10.
And the 8?
Kapuzin is 3 to 1.
That's a good price. I'm going for value here. I'm going Kapuzina. She's getting the 3 kilos, and she ran against very strong horses in the Cape at my command and light speed, and beat Robert Burns the time before that. She's going to love the extra distance. She's getting the weight, the 3 kilos from Waiting for Summer. So I'm going for the 8 to beat the 1. Again, another boat race for me.
Okay, 8 to beat 1. I've just got the correct pronunciation in German.
Kapuzina.
Hang on, here it goes. I don't know if you can hear this.
Cappuccino.
Cappuccina.
Cappuccino. It sounds like cappuccino.
Here it goes.
What does it mean?
I don't know. Anyway, Cappuccina is the correct pronunciation. So we've got it wrong. They've got it right, or presuming they've got it right. So, Cappuccina.
Okay.
It's definitely Cappuccina.
Right. I wonder what it means.
So that is your, well, in fact, what I did was I took the license, I took poetic license, and I know that you tipped that as the best bet of the day, but I've actually said it's one of your 2 value bets of the day, because I think it's 3 to 1 is a decent price, isn't it?
It is. Yeah, well, if it's good enough to be a value bet to run in the first 3, absolutely. I cannot see it missing the first 3.
Okay, so it is a name of a beer.
Oh, a German beer.
The most refreshing beer in the world, it says. Malted wheat and special yeast give Cappuccina Weissbier its light touch and distinctive taste. A yeasty tang offset by a solid malt body and a delightful tropical fruitiness. Unfiltered blends a hazy, seductive look for a cappuccino.
Well, it sounds like you're describing some beautiful woman on the beach.
I'm describing a type of beer. Anyway, the point is, it's 3 to 1.
Well,
it's much more value according to Nino than Waiting for Summer at 7 to 10. So you're going 8 to 1,
absolutely,
and you make it another 2-horse war.
And hopefully after tomorrow we can import some of those beers, Nico.
Yeah, I hope so too. We'd like to taste one, by the way. If anyone of our followers has had a cappuccino before, write a note. Let us know what they taste like. And if you've got a couple spare, we're not averse to having a beer, especially on a Friday. Okay, let's move on to race number 5. And let's move on to that now. I didn't give you any changes for race 4 because I got held up there, but there was no tongue tie for number 2, Amel there. Then race 5, no blinkers for number 7, Angel of Justice. That's the change in race 5. And this is where I said to you the scratching of number 4, Scarborough Fair, means that Nino's only giving us 3 choices here. Your top choice is, again, Snaith and Yeni with Isle of the Winds, number 10.
Yeah. Nico, this also followed in Cape Town. I went for it so many times, and I believe tomorrow in PE run in the weaker center. Obviously, it's only got Holly's View to beat, but he's getting 4 kilos from the younger filly. And again, the last time drawn 10 out of 10 over the Durbanville course. Just ignore that run, and the run in the soft going before that with the blinkers on. The blinkers are off. Muzieni on, well drawn. Half brother to the July winner. What's the name? Bulgarian.
Bulgarian, yeah.
And I really believe that this horse is going to be hard to beat. Obviously, the only danger is Ollie's View. I had a bit of respect for Scarborough Fair, but now that it's scratched, even more confident, and then maybe Buttercup to run in the placings.
Okay, well, Isle of the Winds is 33 to 10. I'm just looking at the betting now. 33 to 10. You can get 7 to 2. Holly's View as short as 11 to 10 here. So you say again, in terms of the two horses, definitely more value with the 10 as opposed to the favorite number 5, Holly's View there.
Correct, absolutely.
Okay. Buttercup, you've tipped for third. So that is race 5's assessment. On to the 6th.
And then we'll put in Alaskan Fate for fourth.
Oh, that's at 16.
Or maybe Global Goddess. Go for Global Goddess.
Okay, Global Goddess is number 9 at 25 to 1. Ahead of 6 Alaskan Fate, 16 to 1 if you're looking for horses for the trifectas and quartets. Okay, on we move to race number 6. That I'll introduce to you as the Fillies and Mares 62 handicap, a very lowly rated handicap over the 1800, run at 3/4. Changes in race 6. Compression mask on number 8, Duchess Bernadette, so no tongue tie, but a compression mask. And then number 11, Miss Jacqueline, races with a Cornell collar. This looked pretty tough, but that said, you're going for Chronicles of Narnia to follow up on 2 good runs in the province.
Yeah, Nico, it is a wide open affair. I'm taking a stand on this also. Very impressive first time out when it won in PE. And I actually saw the horse and it looked like a superstar going to post. And I said it was 5 to 1. And on looks, I said to a friend of mine at Marshall's, that horse can never get beaten. And it trotted up. Last time, I think the 1400 was too short, Nico. Now, again, up in trip, up to the 1800, I think she's going to be very hard to beat. I tipped St. Anastasia. I don't know. I think that could be a bit of a danger. But I think was that Alec Laird's horse? That
was Alec Laird's. We once upon a time price boosted it in a work riders race, if you remember correctly, when it won. It won at, we price boosted at 12 or 14 to 1.
I remember that day.
I don't know if this program allows for this, but it shattered that day.
Yeah, I know. It did absolutely bolt it home. I remember it was number 9. I even remember it was like number 9 or 10.
There we go. Yeah, the point was it won very, very comfortably, and it's now found its way down there. So you've tipped that for second, and you've tipped Miss Otis, who I quite liked last time out, if you'll remember correctly.
Yes, you did.
I liked her.
I also gave it a try.
She was a big price, and I liked the booking of Muzi Yeni on it as well.
Absolutely. Those are my 2 dangers in the 2 Chronicles of Narnia. I see our horses, but he had the blinkers, but Sarajevo's drawn badly again. Eh?
Wow,
right in the car.
Yeah, we got the money, and by running fourth, we got the place money. Another one at 40 to 1, Sarajevo. But didn't she ride it well, Rachel Venica? She's gone back to ride it. It's a horrific draw. You've always put it in for me, hey? I'm very happy with your loyalty, Nino.
Yeah, I'd have to put it in, and I was going to put it in the bipot, but we can add it in. What does it say? Yeah, the draw is not too much of a concern in PE, especially over 1800.
Yeah,
it's got an 800 meters straight and easy to overcome bad. Well, it's easier to overcome bad draws there than.
I wonder what price it is. Like, it got me thinking about what price my horse is. Sarajevo's only 14 to 1. I'll just wait for a bit of a better price on the day. But there are a few lurkers there, put it that way, in that 6th race. Okay. Race 7, the penultimate event of the day on Friday, is the feature, the 1.5 mile Wedgwood handicap over 2,400 meters. Runs at 20 past 4, and changes in this 7th race. There are none, so it's straight off to the tips here. And here it's 6 from 7, double check to beat Wildest Dreams.
Surely double check should win this race. And again, another boat race, and Wildest Dream is the only danger. But I've got, Nico, I'm strong with double check. I think it's going to win tomorrow. So, that Run Beyond Time Flies and Rosalie runs third beyond Young Love in the feature here at Kenilworth. I think that's too strong. That form lines are too strong for this field. But obviously, Wildest Dream, Richard Philly is not riding it. I don't think he can make the weight, so people mustn't worry too much about that. But I think Double Check is the one to be. And I'm sure it will be short in the betting as well.
Even money.
That's why I couldn't make it the best bet.
Yeah, even money. It's not well. It's not our style to make anything lower than 15 to 10 or 16 to 10 as a best bet, because every Tom, Dick, and Harry does that. Okay, so 6 to win at Double Check. It's a confident selection. They're very well bred filly. She really is supremely bred, and she is tipped as another good thing on the card to beat home Wildest Dreams. Takes us to the lucky last of the day, race 8 at 5 to 5 as a merit rated 88 handicap. It's a sprint up the straight 1,000 meters. Changes in race 8. Alamites in front for number 7 Southeast, and that's the only change here. Tough race because you've got 5 of them that you've tipped.
I've got what? Yeah. No, for Quartet, I only like 2 horses, Nico. And even though I think Forest Spy, he's going to be a tough nut to crack here and a hard horse to beat. If you have a look at his runs beyond Port Louis in the feature, only 5 lengths beyond Thunderstruck, ran second to Ecoria, second to Clifftop. That forms are strong. But there is a big lurker here for me, and that's Razor Red. Ignore the 2 runs last time over the 1200. He loves the 1,000 meters, as you can see when he ran third to Cruise Control. And I believe someone told me that this horse is, that I was crazy tipping Razor Red at that price. 20 to 1, is it?
Well, I'm looking now. I think it's even bigger. So this is your other value bet of the day. It is 25 to 1, number 9 Razor Red, or you can get 25 to 1. I think you could get even more, but you quite like it. I mean, you've put it as one of the best values of the day.
Yeah, I do. I think it's going to run a big race. It loves the 1,000 meters. So for me, I'm going flat there in the pick 6. I'm only going 2 and 9, as I am in most other races as well.
Okay, you took Brass Bell for 3rd. You also like a bit of Rock Garden, and then you've also included Savannah Winter with Richard Ferry riding for Alan Greff. But you say the horse to beat is Global, or Forest Spy rather, the son of Global View. But you say watch out for this Razor Red at a huge price.
Correct.
Well, on the show before, you've tipped horses on a Thursday night at a very big price. If you're not sleeping and you're listening to this on a Thursday, there's a bit of 25, 20, 33s to take on Razor Red. You can get busy and take a few place doubles. Not going to hurt or break the bank on those. Right, with 8 minutes of show left, we're going to bring up Nino's bipot for folks out there. And quite an interesting way of taking the bipot for Friday, folks, because Nino thinks that the first couple of legs aren't that easy, but it does get easier along the way. So here is your bipot, Nino, and you're tipping it for 108 rand.
Yeah, I'll go through it. First leg 1, Mercurial Jet. Number 7, Dreamscape. 8, Bavarian Jet. And number 14, Red Center. Now, I'm taking the field. Those that want to leave at the first time, maybe, but what's the use of leaving one horse out?
Yeah.
I'm taking them all and double up. Then banker number 1, give me more time. Banker 8, Kapuzna. How do you pronounce that?
Kapuzna, isn't it?
Kapuzna. Banker the beer.
Yeah, hang on, here it is.
Cappuccino.
Cappuccina.
A Cappuccina. Banker Cappuccina. Banker Isle of the Winds. And then I'm going number 1, Saint Anastasia, 3, Miss Otis, and 10, Chronicles of Narnia. And I might want to add number 9, Sarajevo, just for you.
Just for me, okay.
Just
if you do that, the bet will be slightly elevated in terms of cost to 16 by 9, 96 and 54 to 144 rand. So you'll spend an extra 36 rand on that bet. The value bets, I'll take you through them. Race 4, number 8. Cappuccina, one last time. Cappuccina at 3 to 1, and race 8, number 9, Razor Red at 25 to 1. Now that's
and we can add. Then we can even add Isle of the Winds in there at 3.5 to 1. That's another value bet.
Oh, to take the value bets. Cappuccino at 3-1. Isle of the Winds at 3-1. What price was that? Isle of the Winds?
You said 3.5 to 1.
Yeah, 3 and 7-2. Yeah, Isle of the Winds 7-2, and Razor at 25-1. Nino, that's it for Friday. I know you've had a busy week because you tipped on Tuesday as well. By the way, there's more racing on Tuesday next week. I'm sorry this light is fading. You would see I was wearing my Chelsea shirt, which is blue before we came on it. Now it looks really
It looks black now.
It's very black now. Yeah, so as I was saying, we've had a good week, and you've had a busy week, but we do race again Tuesday, Friday next week at Fairview. We've got another double header. But quickly, we've got 5 minutes of show left. Bipot run on Saturday. And I don't know if you had a chance. Neil sent us that at the races video today.
I did.
Absolutely superb. We are
those hindquarters.
I'm sure that you'll agree that anybody who's been following racing as long as we have, collectively between us, over 100 years, I think, that a horse like Bipot is very special for everyone. Everyone wants Bipot to retire unbeaten with a perfect 10 record.
Well, it will be a perfect 11.
No, perfect 11, sorry, after Saturday, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the last time such a hype was made was it 10 years ago when Prankel was running?
That's right, that's right.
But I watched it, and Willie Aggers, he's such a down-to-earth guy, eh? I mean,
he wants to deflect attention away from him. I met him actually in Cape Town. He came out to Cape Town for one of the Cape Thoroughbred sales, big sales and Met time. And he was the most, what you see on that insert is him. He is a wonderful person. He's, of course, married to Maureen Piggott.
Yeah, she was Lester Piggott's sister.
Daughter. Lester's daughter. And Lester, of course, we lost recently. So she became pretty emotional when talking about her dad. But
yeah, she started crying.
Point being that it's just all about Bipot this weekend. No matter what happens, whether Pierce Stratum rides his 5,500 winner in South Africa on the weekend, which is also something we'll be keeping an eye on, and what Bipot does, it certainly is, and whether or not, if Bipot wins, I think William Haggas wins the champion trainer from Charlie Apple.
For the first,
yeah.
Well, I heard him say that as he never won the championship.
No.
He said it's going to be the first time.
Yeah, he's never won it.
I can't believe that such a top trainer has never won the championship.
We know William Buick's done himself proud. He's eventually won the championship for the first time as well. It took him a while, but he should have won it last year. But look, he's ended up getting it. He's a very hard worker and a very, very good rider.
Amazing rider.
Yeah.
And just quickly before you go, do you know the breeding of Bipot? It's not is it See the Stars?
It is a See the Stars, yeah. It's a See the Stars.
Is it?
Yeah. So he's going straight to the, imagine that stallion value.
Cool.
I think it's just wonderful. It's a wonderful insert. I just put people on that. Anyway, final port of call. I just want to tell people, and I know that you can hardly see me. It's really, really bad. I should have thought about this before. Let me just move across here where you might be able to see me a bit better. Final thing is I've got Gareth Pepper, my good friend from Australia, tomorrow, because on Saturday, the Everest, the richest race on turf, is run at Randwick, I think it is. And he is coming on tomorrow to have a discussion with me on those big Australian races on early Saturday morning. So you can look forward to that interview with Gareth Pepper tomorrow as well.
Definitely will do that, Nico. Thanks a lot.
Okay, Nino. Thanks for your time.
Yeah, and we also got Miraculous Man to look forward to on Sunday.
Oh, yes. Our horse runs again on Sunday. He turned in a fair debut on his introduction in the beginning of the month. Let's see what happens. But it was a busy weekend of racing, no doubt.
Okay.
Thanks very much. That's Nino Podesta, as always, very loyal to the Clocking the Gallop brand, and he's out there hopefully tipping more winners. Don't forget to look out for those value bets for Friday.
Thank you.